I had to call the cops to have both of the parents that were sleeping in the back shops in crazy situations, no power and water in the house, them arrested with warrants to get them to leave the property. The kids were barricaded in the rooms. Barricaded. Like dressers in front of doors. It was hoarded all through the house. The energy in that house was beyond toxic. Beyond. And I said I would not even start on anything until we figured out how the kids were going to be okay. They had a bunch of animals in there. I had to rip it all the way down and spray kills everywhere. Rearrange the kitchen, remodel the house. My husband is losing it while my house is being gutted, and I'm selling the other house and moving here and remodeling, and he's firing contractors because we never wanted to remodel a house again. So I had it all subbed out and planned. So my surprise, which wasn't a surprise, I didn't buy it without him knowing, people, just so you know. He knew, and he knew that I made him do like a dream list of a dream house, and it had the 10 things. And so I just knew it was in between Costco and American Fork High School. Never wanted to live in Highland, but whatever. It was toxic. And I can do it, is what I said. You know, in my head, after I knew it was my husband's dream, I can do it. Nothing's impossible, right? I was doing it for a listing and remodeling in the beginning, and then decided after I was already working on the house for months, then it was his dream house. I had no clue it was his dream house until we had that conversation like 2 days earlier, and I stood in the backyard and saw the horses and everything and realized, oh my gosh. So that's another lesson right there. When you have those aha moments, deja vu, pings where you should probably I wonder how that person's doing. Those are signs. Those are tests. Those are lessons that they're testing you on. And my lesson, what is my limit of energy, love, and everything that I can give somebody without them putting forth the effort into themselves? You can't save anybody. If they don't want to get help, if they don't want to save themselves, you can't save anybody. You will die. I almost died. I got so sick that doctors were testing out all sorts of crap on me. I was having breathing attacks at night that my sister made me get a thing because she's a respiratory therapist. Anyways, 69. She's like, I do CPR at that. I was waking up every night that way. Come to find out, I'm waking up every night that way because I'm living in a hell. I'm an empath, and living in toxic energy, feeling, and all my gifts are coming in, by the way, at this moment. Well, for the most part. I didn't realize they were gifts before. They just doubled, tripled, quadrupled 100 million times over and over and over again. My husband is splitting into 7 different personalities. My husband has never said a bad word to me in 17 and a half years. He called me a cunt before we moved in and we were remodeling and everything. And that should have been a huge, huge sign for me that I should not move in here. It was already bringing out parts of him that I didn't know. I didn't know that man. And then we were remodeling one day and he picked me up and was shaking me and my subs were all around. And the only reason he put me down is, one, he called me the C word again, which is my no word, by the way. And I was like, all it's going to take is for me to scream. And my guys will come in and they will kill you for laying a hand on me. So put me down, leave this house, and I don't want to see you for a while. That day, we still hadn't bought the house. That was not my husband, and he hadn't even got lost in it yet. This was just him firing subs and losing himself because at this point, he had just realized how much money I had been making and everything, and he had no clue before because I'm not a materialistic person. I never needed any of this shit. I used to throw away stuff all the time. I have been yelling at my mom all night long as she's been trying to dig through stuff and keep because somehow, raised by hoarders, my mom is a neat freak, but my dad is a hoarder. I am the throw it away, always have a pile for DI or charity, and now our charity. And I move here, and you can't not have piles. My property, 600 feet frontage. Do you know I have a wagon that I load up on a daily basis with shit, just stupid shit that has to make it from one point of the compound to the other point of the compound because it's 600 feet of frontage. If you forget your phone or something, you are walking all the way back. It is a constant piles. You can't have it all gone all the time. It is always traveling everywhere. It is the most mind-fucked house I have ever come encounter. So to have like a quarter acre with 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and no mind-fuckedness. Oh, sweet Jesus, I am so grateful right now. My 4 years of hell, my everything, all of it that I've had to go through. Tonight, I might be exhausted. My back might kick my ass. I might want to cry at 100 million different moments, but I made it through hell. Pure hell. Losing the love of my life. Almost losing my daughter. Almost dying myself. To have puppies. To finish remodeling a house over a 4-year period of mind-fuckedness. With piles and constant battle. I would spend 6 hours a day working on the house over this last 4 years, every day. Do you know what I get back when I move out of here? I get 6 hours a day back. That is 3 hours in my morning, and that is 3 to 4 hours every night that I get back for me. For me. For the first time in my life, I got to pick a house for me. Do you know what you're supposed to do, actually, that I have learned? Always be doing that. Always be choosing you. If you're choosing you, you're not losing yourself to someone else. You're not putting blinders on because you love somebody. You're not paying attention. You are paying attention because you are not paying attention with blinders and just like forgetting about your pings. Forgetting about that doesn't feel right. Forgetting and not seeing it. They're always there. So, standing in the machete around Christmas time, actually 2 days after my daughter's birthday. After they had been on speakerphone and my husband called and they were here and I put him on speakerphone so that they could hear me because they weren't listening. When I finally asked for help, they wouldn't listen to me. I put him on speakerphone and he was crying. My husband didn't cry, ever. And he was crying because he dropped Carissa's cake, her birthday cake that he was picking up in the parking lot. And he wasn't going to be good enough. And he screwed up and he was horrible. And this was not my husband. He didn't do that. My husband was a confident, funny, loving, take care of everybody else man. And he's crying because he dropped a cake on accident. And he says, I can't come home right now because my parents won't love me anymore. If they knew what I did or if they knew I was crying, they wouldn't love me. So, as a normal parent, right? That would be a sign. A big fucking sign. That something is not right. Something is not right. And I know. Marion, his dad, heard him and heard me that day. He did. He just had ultimatums, too. Marcia shut down. She shut down. Her losing her mom and not dealing with any of her emotional and asking the question of why I'm not doing something. Does it have to do with this and what? And figure out your answers for your lessons, people. We are on this planet to learn shit. To be part of a bigger scheme of love and happiness and community. Why are people not asking themselves and drinking themselves into oblivion and taking pills and doing all sorts of other shit?